Mhm. Oh, then we get it cheaper when we go to the store than when they deliver us. Yeah. Good morning. Blessed love, everyone. Blessed love. We are going to get started to start our day with intention and purpose today. So we're going to go ahead and start in. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. As you come in, please tap and share the live out. I'm going to do the same just to get it out today. Good morning, Star Girl. Blessed High Rising. All right, big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to come up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it down. Tiny circles to the front for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tiny circles to the back. Yes, definitely. Peace and blessings to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go forward, almost like we're going to clap our hands. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Palm down, pull back row. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go down almost like a W this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both arms up. 1, 2. Almost in another type of W. I guess maybe that other one was an M. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Hold your arms up. Stretch. Nice and tall. Nice and tall. Nice and tall. Exhale down. Big inhale back up. We're going to go wall slides down. Cactus arms. 5, 4. Open that chest up nice and wide. Protecting your low back. And one last wall slide. Very good. Now we're going to bring our attention and our focus to our abs. So instead of doing our crunches where we're going to build bulk, we're going to build strength from within. So we're going to get our mind to connect with our muscles in our abs. Okay, so as we do that, we are going to grab a imaginary little zipper at the very bottom. We're going to zip up, and as we zip up, we're going to mentally contract and connect with those areas, lower parts of our abdomen, on up to our belly button. When we get to our belly button, we're going to button our belly button to our spine. Imagine that there's a tight corset wrapped around, pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in, and then you're going to hold in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Go ahead and release out. We'll do that just about 2 more times. Grab that imaginary zipper, zip on up. And as you zip up, make sure you shimmy and also get taller. Button that belly button to the spine. Imagine that there is that tight corset pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in. And then you're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release out. All right, yet again, one last time. Grab that imaginary zipper. Really contract all the muscles you can. If you can squeeze it in your abs, because we're trying to pull everything in. We're trying to pull everything in. We're thinking the thinnest of thoughts. So we're going to pull everything in. buttoning that belly button to the spine, tiny corset wrapped around, pulling you in even more, even more, even more. And now we're going to hold 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Hey, Troy, good to see you. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. All right, perfect. Now we're going to do some standing postures, but we're going to really be more deliberate and focused with them. So we're going to really focus on slowing down in our movement. So even in our squats, we're going to be very intentional. So we may not do as many today, but we will definitely work on making sure we're contracting and we're really getting our mind connected to those muscle fibers. Okay, so starting at our sitting to our standing, again, we're going to be very, very intentional here. So our belly button, we're going to button to our spine. We're going to imagine that corset and we're going to pull everything in. And so we're going to hold that posture and we're going to bring our mind to our heels, imagining our heels firmly on the floor and our toes just kind of wiggling out. Yes, bye, babe. Wiggling out and being, bye. Yes, see you. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. We're good. All right, wiggle those toes. Nice base there, foundation, right? Nice and strong. Go ahead and bring your connection, your awareness to your shins, your knees, all the way up into your quads and your hamstrings, really bringing that awareness. Now we're going to imagine that there's that piece of string. Now we're going to still keep our abs nice and contracted. Imagine that there's that string, and that string is going to be pulling you up as you're coming from a standing posture. And so you're going to do this really intentionally. I know I did it kind of fast comparatively to what I wanted to do, but we're going to make it up here, and we're really going to work on getting it even more tighter. All right, here we go. So again, we're thinking about contraction. We're thinking about our movements. Really, it's not about speeding up, slowing down. We're going to do more of a yin style today. So big inhale. And exhale. Big inhale. And bring yourself long across your sides. So really all across your sides, imagine that there is a string. Hold on your middle finger. Same thing with your right side. And just pull yourself up and then make sure that your scapula or your shoulder blade is down, rolled back and down. Really standing tall. Very good. Wiggle those toes again. Base of the heels. Long lines down the sides of your body. Very good. Now we're going to go into a squat. So inhale, reach out, exhale, and then we're going to come down and we're going to hold, right? And as we hold, we're going to contract. But first, really that wiggle the toes, and we're going to have our heels firmly planted, rooted. We're going to imagine, again, all that energy going up. Make sure you have good knees for this. If you need to abbreviate it, please do. You're feeling like you're sitting in a chair, right? So your quads, your hams, and now we're going to go ahead and sit all the way up. And that's going to get our glutes, our back, and we're just holding, making sure that we're in alignment. We're not squeezing our knees in or out. Very good. Deepen that squat. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come up. Nice and long, nice and long. Middle fingers pulling ourselves all the way up, shoulders back and down. Nice and strong. Exhale out. Imagine you're stretching, stretching, stretching across those sides and shake that out. So now we're going to work into our hamstrings. Big inhale. And then we're going to hinge from the waist. So contracting those abs as we do it. So remember, we're going to have that zipper buttoning the belly button to the spine. And we're going to pull that contraction in, pull that contraction in, pull that contraction in. So everything is long and lean. Inhale, and we're going to hinge forward. And as we hinge forward, we're going to stop at that 90-degree mark. Feeling that transition, again, keeping your abs in. And just keep going as you pass that 90-degree, all the way down. When you get all the way down, shake your head yes, shake your head no. And then coming from this base, go ahead and pull yourself up, rolling up vertebra by vertebra, really engaging those quads. Last thing comes up is our head, shoulders back and down, hands by our sides, eye gaze open or closed. Big inhale and exhale. All right, that is our movement for today. Hello, third man. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. That's our movement for today. So a Yin-style set of movements. I should have had the little banner up. So a Yin style of movement. What do I mean by Yin style? So that's when we're holding the postures for a long time. We're really intentional. We're thinking about, our minds are connecting with our bodies and our muscles. Oh, maybe some magnesium, like 500 milligram magnesium. Yeah, that maybe could help. So I know when I don't have enough magnesium in my system, sometimes I can have a restless sleep. So magnesium is always a good go-to if you're a little restless. So, all right. So Yin really works on connecting with our muscles, connecting with that tension, that movement, and really building more of that internal strength. So I wanted to kind of share a different style because I know we tend to go more of a HIIT style where it's faster. Okay, so now we're going to do a meditation. So hopefully, third man, this will help you to kind of relax in. All right, so we are going to first start with our tune in. So we're going to do Kundalini yoga. I love Kundalini yoga because it uses mudra, which is hand posture, which is ancient and passed down. Mantra, which is what we say, it's a word. So we have two mantras that we're going to use, Sat Nam and Har. So Sat Nam is truth is my identity, identity is my truth, and Har is a prosperity meditation to bring in abundance. So that's the mantras. And then I'll go over the mudras separately. So mantra, mudra, and breath. So we're going to do also two breathwork exercises. So we're going to start off with a breath of fire. So if you're not familiar with breath of fire, it's in and out through the nose. So we'll start with that, in and out through the nose. We're going to have a big inhale, and then we're going to immediately go in and out of our nose. Mouth is going to be closed, and our stomachs are going to act as a pumper. So I'm going to demonstrate. So almost like you're panting, right? But you want to make sure that you take deep inhalations and exhalations as you do this. Think about kind of a dog panting with its mouth out. Not connected there, but right? That kind of sensation. So just so you know what it feels like in the back of your throat. All right, cool. Here we go. So we're going to start with that, and then I'll explain out our Kriya as well as our prosperity meditation, and then we'll end out with some alternate nostril breathing for our meditation for today. Okay, first things first, though, we're going to tune in. So if you're not familiar with Kundalini Yoga, we do have a tune in if you're on the YouTube. I did put it on the screen. Hopefully everything looks good. Big inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. All right, we're all tuned in. There we go. There we go. So first things first, breath of fire here. So let's see. Perfect. So big inhale, mouth closed, and begin. Welcome in, TT, Carl, .30 more seconds. Keep it going. Big inhale. Hold at the top. Bring that root lock in. Hey DJ, rectum, sex organs, belly button to your spine. Hold that in. Exhale. Still hold that root lock. Big inhale. And exhale. Release. All right, so now we're going to move into some Kriya. So Kriya, again, is going to be our mudra for this, which is our hand posture, is going to be in a little steeple. If you want to work on feminine energy, left thumb over right, masculine energy, right thumb over left. Arms are going to be nice and tall, like a steeple. We're going to inhale up, sat, hold with our root lock, rectum, sex organs, belly button to our spine. Hold that root lock. And then we're going to release out Nam. So our eye gaze is going to be closed, looking at the third eye, and our breath is going to be calm and relaxed. So we will begin. Big inhale. Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. We'll be here 3 minutes. Sat. Nam. 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 Sat. Sat. Nam. 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 Sat. One more minute. Sat. Nam. 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 Sat. 30 seconds. Sat. Nam. 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 Set, hold that breath, hold that root lock, rectum, sex organs, belly button to the spine, and really pull from that center, from that core, nice and strong through your side bodies, imagining your steeple, pulling you up, pulling you up, pulling you up. Exhale if you haven't. Big inhale. Pull those side bodies up, imagining that there is a piece of string pulled on your pointer fingers, pulling you all the way up, stretching your sides. Exhale if you haven't already released. One more inhale, nice and tall. And with some cactus arms, release out, keeping your chest nice and open. And exhale down. Very good. Wonderful. So what was interesting with that Kriya is normally I do left over right, but this one I actually did right over left, and my throat was really crackly. So I encourage you that even though you may think, oh, I'm going to work on my feminine energy, if we don't balance our energies, because we all have feminine and masculine energy, if we don't balance our energies, right, then what happens? So I'm going to work with that masculine energy. It's so interesting because my throat was like scratchy and I couldn't even get the mudra out. It was fascinating. Okay, so mudra here, or mantra rather, mudra here for our prosperity meditation. We're going to do boom, boom, boom. So right there, we're going to do this. And our mantra is going to be har. We're going to use our stomach as almost like a pump. So har, 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 har. It's going to come from the back of our throat. Har, 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 har. Really kind of still that breath of fire kind of sensation, but really contracting those abs. So hopefully we get a good ab workout today with all of this. So eye gaze is going to be closed 10%. So there's going to be a little 10% slit and you're going to be peeking out your eyes looking at your nose. All right, so we're going to begin on our inhale. 3 minutes. Exhale, begin. Heart, 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 heart. Very good. Almost a whole minute has passed. Remember, we're doing about 3 minutes here, so keep it up for about another minute and 15. Hey, Jay Friendly. Welcome in. Tap the screen. Hello, Virgo. Good to see you. We're on our heart prosperity meditation for 2 more minutes. Big inhale. Heart, 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 heart. Remember, our mantra is har at the back of our throat. Eye gaze is going to be 10% slit, looking at the tip of our nose. And our mudra, which is our hand position, is just as you see at that 45-degree angle. Heart, 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 heart. One more minute. Heart, 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 heart. 10 seconds left. Keep it going. Keep it going. Welcome, NJ. Welcome, NJ. Inhale. Thank you for the heart me. Hold that breath at the top. Hit your root lock, which is contracting your rectum, your sex organs, belly button in. So keep it in, that power from within. That's what we're going to hold on to with that breath at the top suspended, allowing, blessed to you, allowing that Kundalini energy to move up into your head, out and through your crown. Release your breath if you haven't already. Big inhale. Pull it all the way up. Imagine that spiral, spiral, spiral going, pulling you up. Very good. Exhale, release if you haven't already. And one last hold breath. Very good. We're doing so great. And with control, release that breath. All right. So now we're going to do an alternate nostril breath. I'm going to put it on the screen. There we go. I'll remove the har meditation. So now we're going to morph into a breath of fire. No, sorry, not a breath of fire. Why am I saying that? An alternate nostril breathing. My brain was in all that rajastic breath that we were doing. I love as we start to really gain more mastery over our power, over our breath, over our internal body. I love that inner strength. That feels really good. So alternate nostril breathing is going to cool everything off. So we're going to use our thumb and our pointer finger. We're going to close our right. Big inhale into our left nostril. Mouth is going to be closed. Hold that. Go ahead and switch left to right. Exhale, nice and relaxed there. Exhale out. Hello, Carl. Inhale left. Hold. Exhale. The alternate nostril. Right. I think I got my left and my right mixed up. You know the way. Inhale. Left. Hold. Exhale right. Nice and slow here. So your inhales and your exhale continue on your own. Inhales and exhales want to be nice and deep, nice and long. Switch. Very good. All right, I'll finish out with you. 1 more minute. And release your hand, both nostrils. Big inhale. Hold at the top, root lock, rectum, sex organs, belly button. Contract in like you're wearing a corset, pulling you in, but now you've got that internal strength. That core is really strong because we've been really focused on building our personal power, building our breath, building our energy. Exhale if you haven't. Big inhale. Coming from those lower chakras, so Kriya is so good at building out and cleansing and clearing all those lower, more primitive chakras and helping you to open up. It's really a very complete, and we add our 2 breaths and then our prosperity, and look at us go. All right. So now we are completed with that portion. Hey, Dee. With that portion of our meditation, our morning flow. So now we're going to move into our journaling. And I'm going to do almost like a guided meditation for you for this one. So even if you just want to relax and close your eyes, you can go ahead and do so. If you want to journal, if you have things that you need to release out of your mind, feel free to do so as well. Big inhale, eye gaze, open or close, journaling your thoughts or taking in some guided meditation. Imagining that core, right? So visualize, imagine, picture, pretend with your logic, your voice, your reason, your very keen and specific decision making, that internal strength that you feel is your power. And really what you've had all along. Your personal power, self-love, self-worth, the right to have, the right to be, the right to take up space, to expand past those lower chakras up into the heart, where we give and receive unconditional love and support. As we're learning, practicing, and exchanging our communication in our throat chakra, being connected to our intuition with our third eye, and then connecting even still with higher self source energy into our crown, up into the universe, being able to connect with the world around you, expansion. And remember that all starts from within. So what is within? Everything is you from within, mirroring back to you. And in fact, let's do that. So with a big inhale, visualize, imagine, picture, and pretend with your logic, voice, reason, a very keen decision making. You're going to visualize yourself holding a hand mirror. And we want to make sure that this hand mirror is able to see all of your face, your entire face. And now you're looking down at this mirror, looking at yourself. Body's feeling heavier and heavier, lighter and lighter, more relaxed, more at ease, more still as you are gazing at this mirror that you are holding in your hand. And as you hold, look into the mirror. What do you see? Repeat after me, internally or externally. I see you. I hear you. I acknowledge you. I'm there with you. Visualize, imagine, picture, and pretend with your logic, voice, reason, and very keen decision making that reflection coming back to you in that mirror is so satisfying and so sweet. And with total commitment and unconditional love of self, whatever it is that you want to manifest, bringing into this world, go ahead and say that in the mirror, looking at yourself, and pose it like this. I am so happy and grateful now that I am choosing to give myself permission to, and say your manifestation. I allow myself to choose, and say your manifestation into the mirror that you are gazing at. Big inhale. And whatever else you need to say to yourself in that mirror, go ahead and do so. And then place the mirror down. Big inhale. Allowing all of your visions, all of your dreams, all of your passions really dissipating into the ethers. Allowing God, angels, universe, ancestors, and all to go out and do all of the work. We're releasing out whatever it is that we were desiring. We know that if it's on our hearts, that desire, it actually lives in the world. Big inhale, gratitude. Exhale out, sorrow, sadness, grief. Inhale, gratitude. Exhale, any anger, frustration, lack of communication from past or present. Exhale out. And big inhale. All right, eyes open, wide awake, eyes open, wide awake. If you were journaling during that, you can also come to a close. We did a guided meditation along with our journaling today. I kind of was playing around with that to see how that would be. All right. So now we're going to get into our day planning for our last portion. Hello, loving NYC. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Bianca. Welcome into Morning Flow. How to start your day with intention and purpose. So, all right. So, with our day planning, we're going to look at our day. So, we have 24 hours in one day, 168 hours in a week. And so we want to structure our weeks by our days. So we can either go micro level or macro level, or even go into a 12-week structure, which I love for execution strategies for getting things done. So it's all about really being more efficient with your time, using less energy. So you notice today with our yin style practices, where and by yin, I mean we're really contracting things, we're really focusing on things. Hey, Panda, really slowing everything down. Even with our breath, everything was super exaggerated, right? So as we begin to focus right in on what's going on, we tune in instead of check out, right? We allow ourselves to feel. Sometimes some of us are just running so much, and we over commit ourselves out of fear, out of survival, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, right? And so we're going to really make sure that our day and our plan and our execution strategy for our 24-hour period, at least the next one, is more proactive instead of reactive. So we want to get out of that reactive thought process. Hey, Tato kisses, that reactivity, right? Where we're always running for here and running for there and running for this. That actually is a symptom, right, of not having enough self-worth, right? So that all that second chakra, the right to have a business. So that's why we do a lot with the Kriya and the breath there, just to really start to cleanse and clear all of those, old thoughts and ideas and perceptions. So, and we infuse it with prosperity so that we're able to expand past even what our nervous system feels possible. Because remember, our nervous system is kind of geared, hey, complex is kind of geared, hardwired towards our what we call pentacle of our success. So, where we think that we are capable of achieving, or more so, what we feel safe achieving. And so, what we want to do is begin to look at our day from a different perspective, where we're being more proactive and really keeping our nervous system relaxed as best as possible. I know we live in a very reactionary society. So, because it's so reactionary, it's easy for us to self abandon, lose ourselves, and get into a fawn position, or even just start to speed up because everyone else is. And so, we want to really slow down and be more intentional with our practices. So if you get nervous or irritated or frustrated, or any emotion comes up, you let's say you just don't like doing that, you don't like slowing down, that is definitely a sign that there is a lot of emotions from the past that needs to be processed out. So journaling is a really good tool for this. So it goes right directly to the subconscious mind, and you just start flowing. Now, sometimes too, when people get to a pen and a piece of paper, they freeze up, they can't move forward, and that's a whole nother thing. But let's talk about our day planning for today. And so we're not going to be in procrastination. We're not going to be in avoidance. Instead, we're going to look at what we need to do. And so sometimes we can be in procrastination and avoidance. And what we want to do is just honor ourselves if we are there, and we want to observe it instead of judge it, fight it, restrict it, make anything different, right? There's too many times where we are judging ourselves. So for our day, right, we have our day. We're going to structure our day beginning. So this serves as the beginning. Hello, Ocean, beginning of our day. We're about to close out about 15 minutes or so, a little less than that. And so our middle of our day is our working day, whether we are going to be doing our work, our family, or a combination of both. And so we're going to structure that. And I'm going to have you choose 3 to 5, no more than 5 tasks that we're going to structure in that time frame. And the reasoning for that is because we're slowing ourselves down out of that reactionary state in more of a proactive state. And so we're going to choose, hey, Coach Sheddick, we're going to choose our 3 to 5 tasks that we're going to get done. And we're just going to jot those down and plan those throughout the day. Long awaited, I finally got my notary done yesterday, got a lot of productivity done. And so again, I had been kind of observing that, like, oh, it needs to be done, it needs to be done. No judgment, no hostility, no internal, just an observation. I could observe myself avoiding it, mostly because I had done it a couple of times already, and it was just like, oh, something else, right? And so, that fear perhaps of rejection, right? Of doing it again and putting that effort in, and then boom, right? And so we want to make sure that even if we have tasks that we want to get completed that aren't getting completed quickly, that we're not beating ourselves up and we're making, excuses for ourselves or whatever. We just want to observe it, right? So instead of avoiding, denying, not pretending like things don't exist, we really want to go into observation. So 3 to 5 tasks. If you have more than that, if your task list is just kind of bubbling over, again, you really look at that week. I love looking at more of a week, 168 hour, and structuring my days that way. Mondays are things, and Tuesdays are things, and Wednesdays are things. And by things, I mean categories. And that sometimes can help. So yesterday was like a lot of, I had 2 kind of big business tasks that needed to be done, and then about 3 personal tasks that needed to be done. So that was my 5, but I got them done and completed, right? And so that's the middle of the day, is where we go our 3 to 5 tasks. And then we're going to have an end of the day. So I'm already kind of thinking about that evening flow structure. So over the next couple of weeks, I'll be coming out with an evening flow just on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So not every single day. I like to keep my Mondays and Fridays free. And so Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll give you kind of a preview of what the end of your day looks like. So remember, we did beginning, middle, and then end of our day is really where we release out what no longer serves us. We let go of whatever didn't get accomplished. We forgive ourselves, for not being perfect, for being human. We accept ourselves exactly as we are. We validate and acknowledge whatever it is that we're feeling, instead of shaming and blaming and judging and ridiculing and really just not being kind. We want to learn how to be kind to ourselves. We want to learn how to almost reparent and be kind and gentle, right? Perhaps the gentle parent that you needed maybe and did not receive. We want to begin to speak that to ourselves. And so we close out the day like that, and then we do a gratitude, and then naturally a meditation to go into sleep. So I'll work over the next couple weeks to get that class work out to you. Hello, Ocean, just so you can get a vibe of what that looks like. So our middle of the day should be planned, and then whatever kind of bedtime evening routine, hey Cameron, that you're going to do, that you decide to do, really up to you at this point. But doing that really breaks things up, and so you're not in that reactive state. Remember, we're trying to get the nervous system to slow down. All right, so now we want to make sure, so all that is out of our brains. We don't have it. We're in, our thought process anymore. So now we want to focus on is our water and our food. So I'm going to kind of run through more of an anti-inflammatory meal plan for you today. So I'm going to educate you about what foods have inflammation in them, or what foods your body tends to get inflamed with, and then kind of what foods that we're going to be eating to help nourish the body. So I'll kind of roll that for you as well, because we're all thinking about our internal system. So of course we want to think about our food and think about how we can use our food as a tool. So not even just food as medicine, but food as a tool. And so that's when we're more conscious, more proactive, less reactive, even with our food. Naturally, we want to make sure we have a minimum of half of our body weight in ounces in water. Yesterday, I was like a little questionable, but I was able to get somewhat accomplished. Definitely not my normal water, right? So I observe, I release in my evening, I start again another day. So I've got my next day that I can start in, got my bottle, fill it up, and just like a practice, I'm going to try again. And that's all, right? So we are going to now move into our food. So we've got half our body weight in ounces in water. If you want, you can add a little bit of electrolyte to that. So a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. Also, too, if you need some digestive support, a little bit of apple cider vinegar is good. Or if you need some alkalinity, some lemon in the water as well. So enough with the water. Now we've got our food. And so anti-inflammatory, so our pro-inflammatory foods are going to be more things like our nightshades, so like your tomatoes and your eggplant, but also a lot of your processed foods. So naturally, things that are high sugar, high fat, high sodium. So think about, how they sell food, how they package food. They tend to package food with, again, high fat. So what are we talking about high fat? We're talking about, a product that maybe has 6 grams of fat naturally that's not above that 6 grams of fat. And then lots of saturated fats and things like that. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about fat. Fat, of course, helps our body with energy, long-term energy stores. But if we're not going to be putting forth that much effort, if we're not going to be working out a lot, we're not going to need to bog our system down. We want to make sure, that we have some healthy fats in there to keep things moving. And also because healthy fats do give a lot of anti-inflammatory components. So that's going to be like your olive oils, those kinds of things, like your avocado oil as well, oxidizes even less. So that could be healthy. Also, your almond butters can be healthy too. But unfortunately, in more of an autoimmune style, we tend to leave our nuts behind. I know that we like those for a source of fat and a source of protein, but we want to give the digestive system a break. So some people actually think that nuts weren't originally part of our diet. And so we want to put nuts aside if we're just focused on our anti-inflammatory. I know some people will think that is a little controversial, but we want to lower the fat in our system to allow our gallbladder and our liver to rest. So that's kind of the point of that. An immune system is really the identification of self versus non-self. And so when your self is overloaded with non-self, we want to reduce down anything that's going to create some stress on the system. So naturally, sugars, bread, pasta, those sorts of things, anything that converts into sugar. We use sugar for our short-term energy, but there's lots of toxic sugars out there. So your pink and your blues, your Splendas and sucraloses and all of that. And that a lot of those sugars are hidden in your food as well. So definitely read packages, read labels. Don't just assume. I always say that it's kind of like a mullet when it comes to food. It's like business in the front and party in the back. So they always, present one thing, but then, hello, Yolanda, welcome in. But then on the back, there's a lot of processing. So be mindful of that if you want to reduce your inflammation. A good pasta substitute would be like a chickpea pasta, like a banza. That can help because we do need some healthy protein. So proteins help our body to repair and heal. But again, when we're giving our system a rest, we want to let go of our animal-based proteins like our chicken breast and our turkey breast. You can do a little bit of fish, but make sure they're the cleaner fishes. And that the fishes, of course, have our healthy fats in it as well. So we're getting some of that. Again, those are all good, helpful for inflammation in the body. Remember, inflammation, again, is a reaction. It's not even a response. Remember, we are being more intentional with our food, with our eating, with our day planning so that our bodies are able to heal. When we're looking at our sodium, of course, dehydrates. Sodium is a mineral, though, so we do need balance. We don't need a no sodium diet, but we want to condense our sodium, 1,500 milligrams per day. 1,000 if you're working on your BP. Thank you for the follow. And so we want to keep that down. They hide, again, salt in everything as well. So I know people may not add table salt and those sorts of things to it, but we want to just keep in mind that there's a lot of sodium in food and being mindful of that as well. That's kind of baked into the food. So as we are reducing inflammation, again, we are taking out our pro-inflammatory foods. So I've looked at it from a macro perspective, so you can think a little bit about your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. So lots of your protein sources are going to be coming from like your lentils, quinoa, those sorts of things, when you're doing more of an anti-inflammatory style diet. And that's just to help. You really don't want to be on an anti-inflammatory style diet for long. It's really made to kind of help reset the body. And by long, I would say no longer than a week to start off with. Of course, you're not going to see all the benefits of it initially, but we want to make sure we see how the body feels before we go jump into longer periods of time. Typically, we build the body up, so we add more nutrients to the system. So that's why we really focused on a lot of that internal strength and that yin style practice today, where we just slowed everything down so that you could really be super intentional and present with your day. All right. So that is that. So I think we've got that. Of course, you've got some great cumin, coriander. I always talk about those, but also your turmeric as well with the curcumin. So that can be really, so your curries are very anti-inflammatory as well. If you need some more blood flow, your rosemary can be helpful as well. If you feel like you have some infections in the system, things like clove, obviously for your mouth, but you also have, your garlics and your onions. If you're going to eat a higher fat meal, actually having it with some onions, those onions will help draw out any kind of mucus that forms as a response to that. So really helpful there. All right. So we have planned our day. We're looking at our food. All right, so now that I've given you kind of a recap, let's kind of give you what a meal plan would actually look like. So think a lot of soups and stews, where your kales and your collards and a lot of your, spices and things like that. These are more slow cooked throughout the day, and you're going to drink that with a vegetable base or even a bone broth. And if you need some more protein, that bone broth can be really helpful. We also are supplementing again with our electrolytes in our water. And so we're just trying to flush our system out. So we would do that for a lunch as well as a dinner. And kind of sipping throughout the day. Also too, we would start our day with more of like a smoothie or an acai bowl. We would actually remove our normal kind of pea protein that we would put in there, because again, we're just trying to give our body a rest. And we would also remove any supplements that we are doing as well during that time, just to kind of reset the body. This is just a week. So think a lot of fresh fruits, a lot of fresh veg, our natural protein sources like hummus and things like that. That's more kind of Mediterranean style. You can have some cravings, right? And so instead of trying to fight them, resist them, acknowledge them, and validate them. I know when you're trying to kind of break free from certain patterns and habits, there are reasons why those are in place. And this is why kind of fad diets don't work. And this is why kind of changing things up super fast never really work well. The reason being is because, people are creatures of habit and it takes time. But I like to plant that seed, start to think about your food a little bit differently in terms of inflammation and inflammatory foods and things of that regard, because the food really is a medicine, but again, it can also be used as a tool as well. And so making sure that you are balancing things and you're thinking about how the body functions. So with that water, and I would shoot your water up to probably a gallon. So you're doing a gallon of water. You've got this wonderful stock pot soup. You've got some carrots for the beta carotene and antioxidants in there. You've got the peas for your chlorophyll. I love kales and collards and things like that. Those are so soothing when we need to heal and when we need to give our system a rest. They're also great in the slow cooker because, again, all of those nutrients, really just bathe around. So you can do that overnight, and that way you have the stew during the day that you can sip on, so make sure that you make enough lentils in this soup as well, just to be able to give you a little base protein. And then you're going to have your nice fruit-based smoothie. And so I know for protein, it can be a little challenging. So if you need a protein source, please get one first thing in the morning or when you break your fast. So this is, again, more of a cleansing. So you wouldn't, do it day after day. And also, too, you want to make sure your blood sugar is naturally stable. That's why, again, we built that tonality and that conscious awareness from your internal body. You want to be mindful of that. So if your blood sugar is not balanced, I wouldn't attempt that. I would just begin to kind of add those foods in. So kind of how I organically just threw all those foods in. That's what you want to do. You want to think about it. Oh yeah, I've got to add this. Oh yeah, I add that. Oh yeah, I add this. Almost like a graze, and just adding these things in, really, and just incorporating healthy eating and intentional eating and mindful eating and conscious eating into your daily routine, instead of being reactionary and, oh my gosh, I need to do this and I need to do that, and I'm running around, and that we're slowing everything down, being super intentional, super conscious, super present, super still in the moment. All right. We are at the end of morning flow, where we start our day with intention and purpose. We slowed it all the way down today. So even our movements from the beginning, everything was very, very intentional. So again, we're going to walk out into the world. I always find it so funny when you do like an hour-long meditation, or, you're sitting and those kinds of things. And then it's like the real world starts again. It's like, boom, okay. Right. So take your time to make that transition. Don't rush into anything. Again, we slowed it way down. Normally we'll do more of a rajastic, more of an energizing, but today we really slowed it down with our breath, with our bodies, with our movement, and just with our conscious awareness. I'll also be posting this audio and clean up the audio as a meditation that you can listen to as well, for people that just want to listen to an audio version. I'll clean that up as well. All right, guys, you have an amazing, blessed day. I will see you later today. Today, of course, is Wednesday, first day back from Intro to Holistic Medicine 2. If you are on my email list, I sent you out the registration email, enrollment email last night. So you should have received that. If you haven't and you're interested in taking any of our classes, Intro to Holistic Medicine 1, 2, or Jumpstart to Healthy Eating. Jumpstart to Healthy Eating is a 4-week course designed for busy professionals, teaching you macros and everything you need to know. I teach it live on Thursdays, and then you'll get the copy of it, the replay afterwards. 4-week class for skill building if you're interested in applying it to certification or just using it for yourself. It does have a companion app with it as well, so it'll give you daily tasks to get complete and really structure things out. So I'm super excited about that course. And then our long foundational courses, 12-week courses. I say they're long, but they're in depth. And so our 12-week foundational science courses, if you're on that holistic health coaching track and you want to complete those prerequisites, I do start teaching Intro to Holistic Medicine 2, which is all about detoxification using subjective and objective data. So definitely swing by 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time if you want to check that class out. All this week is going to be much of review, so we should be pretty easy. There's still time to register. Just click the link in the bio, and there's a couple forms there. I think it says course pre-registration is the link that you should look at that I was checking out last night to verify. So if you have any questions, you can always comment on any of my content that's coming out. Definitely check out my last episode of Decolonize Your Healthcare with Jim Stevenson. So I've already seen some people percolating about vitamin D and vitamin D supplementation and vitamin D testing. Some of the allopathic doctors are, kind of jumping up and down and a little pissed off about that. But check it out on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere that you get your podcast. And then I also sat down with Dana Ullman to talk about homeopathy. I'll put some promo out for that too, just so you can, check that out and sample it as well. So I will see you guys later this evening around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll be posting out your schedule for the rest of the week. And of course, I'll see you at 6 a.m. as always, Eastern Standard Time for morning flow for tomorrow. It's hard to believe it's already Wednesday. Wow, what a week so far. Tomorrow will be Thursday, ending our week and Friday, and then I take morning flows off on the weekends, do my private practice on the weekends, and then I teach the second half of Intro to Holistic Medicine at 11 a.m. on Saturday. So see you guys around. Definitely hit the bell, hit the notification, reach out to my DMs are open. If you have any health related questions, holistic related questions, learning related questions, really about community, courses, and of course connection. So you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much. I will see you later, TikTok. All right, I'll see you later, Facebook and IG and LinkedIn. See you later, IG. All right, see you later, everyone.